Back with the Martin boys, hello. What the heck? It's like the grind time, G. Normally it's like play summer, winter grind. My last year was play. No. How do you think the pod's going?
Bro,
Zach emailed shits and gigs.
Bro, I emailed shits and gigs, heaps of scenes.
Yeah.
Looking at them like,
You do.
yeah,
You get
I
really
do, bro. I just need to shut up and
breathing
listen.
into the mic. Yeah. I've been experiencing lately, not on a big scale, social stress, social anxiety. You're so bright, you're so bubbly. I don't feel like that on the inside.
Anyone who knows me and Jake knows, man, we're definitely different.
I'm operating on a frequency. I feel the monarch.
Bro, there doesn't need to be water in there, it needs to be coffee. Give me a sales pitch.
I'll do the mug.
Oh, here we go.
And Hufflepuff salesman Martin is here. Knock, knock, knock.
Kia ora everyone, Zach and Jake here from The Martin Show. Just a friendly reminder to please subscribe to our channel. It helps the channel more than you know, and it gives us more opportunity to be able to bring great guests.
We appreciate all the love we have received in 2024. 2025 is going to be a massive year. Enjoy all the episodes coming up, whānau. Much aroha.
To the moon.
Let's just start off like that.
Yo.
Gee, I was just like waiting for the time to start, but I feel like you're very comfortable today.
Bro.
I'm very like relaxed. Not normally like this.
Nah, I feel that too. You're back with the Martin boys, man.
Back with the Martin boys. Hello.
What
the heck? What an intro.
Bro, usually, because it's like really like, I don't know, it's kind of tense and serious.
Bro, I was just about to ask. It is actually very tense every time. Not tense is the word, but you're very apprehensive because we're about to meet a person that we've never met normally.
Bro, and usually like we have just met them.
Just met them
You know,
outside.
about 15 minutes. They sit down here. It's kind of like, oh, how are you? How's your day? It's all the small talk. And then you got to try and open them up fully for an hour.
I reckon that's why it's good what we're doing with the My Worlds. But even what Rosa and stuff said, the catching up with them beforehand
Yeah.
will be very good because it's like, it's much easier to talk to someone that you don't know the second time. You know what I mean? Straight off the bat, it's like, shit.
Try to establish a connection immediately.
Like Edu going for a coffee or
Bro.
catching up beforehand.
Yeah.
What an introduction.
Yeah.
We're back.
No, man.
It feels good to be back though.
It's been a minute talking to my brother.
Gee, it's been a good morning.
Yeah.
It's been a really good morning.
Pumping. End of summer here in Aotearoa. Crazy.
It's like the grind time, G. I feel like I'm in the mode of like I'm vibing high right now.
Bro, that's literally what I want to name this bloody episode. I want to call it like something
Grind
about,
time. Go mode. Winter mahi.
I was thinking more like trenches.
Trenches, yeah.
Like, we're in the trenches. But
We
yeah, we
are.
can go grind time. Grind time's pretty cool.
But it's like winter. You know what I mean? I feel like last year my winter was, normally it's like play summer, winter grind. My last year was play winter, play summer. There was no grind time. It was just play. No.
Bro, oh my God, it was.
It fully was, G. But normally in previous years, winter's the grind time, G. Like all year round you want to grind, but.
Bro, speaking of, do you feel like, because there's a part of me, I had a little yarn with Rosa about this, but like not escaping our winter. And when I say escaping, like escape, but like maybe leaving our winter for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like me and you are on two different like mindsets with that, eh?
Hit me.
I feel like you're at the stage where you can kind of leave. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm keen to grind here, G. I'm looking forward to this winter.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put my head down,
Yo.
grind it out. But I know what you mean. It's cold here. Like I remember the year we went to Europe, we went for like a month.
Yeah.
We came back. It was cold as here. Got back and it was like, heating up. So it was good. What are your thoughts? You wanna head away this winter?
Oh, I know what you mean, bro. Because I also want to grind. Even if I do head away, I feel like I'm still gonna grind. But,
all day.
Bro, there's been so many conversations I feel like throughout, even with other guests, like me talking to them about potentially heading to Bali for a month, 2 months, 3 months. But yeah, I'm pretty keen, bro, to be honest. Like
Do you feel like you're mahi over there in a way of like work or anything like that?
all day.
Like potentially at Soma or something like that?
Yeah, bro. I don't have any answers yet of like what that looks like. But there's definitely a part of me that wants to travel more this year. Like I'm 26 now, bro, you know? Like I'm in my prime to do all that sort of stuff.
Do all that stuff, yeah.
No mortgage, no kids yet.
Right, exactly. But that's why I was saying, like, we want something to fund that. Like, you don't want to be over there, like, living off your savings.
Stressing.
You want to be in Bali. The course is paying you, I don't know.
Right.
Let's just say your rent, your food, covering everything, G. So you're not losing money over there, you know what I mean?
Brother.
That would be the ideal thing.
Oh my God.
Get paid like, you know, 8K a podcast.
Bro, the dream, bro. Like the dream would be to like head over to Bali, have like 2 months worth of pods sussed. You know what I mean? Like,
but don't you feel like we got to grind more for that?
All day.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
bro.
It'll be at that point.
For sure.
Bro, we could do one in Italy with a DJ one time, or we go to Tomorrowland where we you know, suss one there.
Yo.
Like, that's the goal.
That's literally the dream, bro, to travel and shoot.
Yeah.
While getting paid for it. Welcome to the Martin Show first ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get to mahi, eh?
Yeah. Okay. My next question, the podcast. How do you think the pod's going?
I think it's going pretty good. Like we had a bit of a lull recently. Yeah, I guess you could call it a lull. I guess like doubts. You start doubting things. You know, you're like, far out. Are things working? And then you start comparing yourself, you know. You start looking at the brothers, the morning shift, you know, the bros have just been in Las Vegas.
With shits and gigs.
Bro,
Zach emailed shits and gigs.
Bro, I emailed shits and gigs, heaps of scenes.
Yeah.
But you know, you automatically like, and it's no disrespect to the bros, you know, they're the tall cunners of the space. So, but you automatically compare yourself and you're like, man, is it working? And then you start doubting it. You're like, man, am I doing the right thing? Are these inputs like, these aren't working? I don't know. You just start second guessing everything. And then, so yeah, there was a couple of weeks where that self-doubt was probably at a higher level than what it usually is. But then, I don't know, you have a couple bad days, you get over it. A couple good things happen, a couple green lights. Bro, shot that pod with Carl Van Room in his dojo.
That was crazy.
That was cool, bro. So yeah, and then there's some exciting things coming up, exciting people. So far, you put all of that away and you just go back to what is the mission again? Like, what are we actually trying to do?
Gee, it's like anything though. There's going to be like trials and tribulations. Like I always say, G, I think it's like having the meeting with Rosa the other day was really helpful. I feel like we moved a step forward. I feel like the product itself is perfect, G.
Yo.
You know what I mean? But the podcast is you said it the other day, the podcast is the Martin Show. Like it's Zach and Jake. So I feel like I need to lift my balls up a little bit in regards to, you know what I mean? And I feel like the product's there. It's just like actually like doing it. And I think that's where I got to step up and step in and actually shoot. Like we said, we're like, I'm going to be on the pod more, like more single ones. And then Zach will do some guest ones. I'll jump in some guest ones too.
Yo.
So I think the product's perfect, G.
Yeah, bro.
We just got to keep pushing. Like Modern Wisdom, G. Remember shits and gigs, not comparing ourselves, but remember we watched back to their first air. Bro, they would have just been doing it for 2 years, 3 years. Like Modern Wisdom did it for like, Alex Hormozy, G.
Yeah.
Did it for years, G. And got like 80 views. And then now he's probably one of the most watched podcast guests
Crazy.
ever.
Yeah. There's always like a stage in individuals or a team's sort of journey where it's just like there's nothing.
Yeah.
No views, sales, money, whatever you want to do. And then a year, they just crank and go for it.
Gee, the biggest thing for me is like, I feel like to be on a podcast and to articulate your ideas and shit, you got to learn about yourself and learn about things in the world.
Yeah, bro.
So that's why I said to myself, I really want to start like learning about, like, I don't want to learn about stuff that I don't want to learn about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like topics, you know, I hear some podcasts and I'm like, what the are these guys talking about? You know what I mean?
Yo.
But important topics in the world, I think is important.
And do you think that's what stops you or stunts you from wanting to hop on more regularly?
No, not really, G. Not really. But I feel like this is perfect for like communication and the way you articulate yourself.
Yeah, bro.
Like I want to be way better storyteller, G. Like I sometimes watch myself and I'm like, fuck, you could say these things like much better.
Yeah.
But this is like the perfect way to practice.
Oh my God.
Like, you know what I mean? Being in
Bro.
front of a camera, light shining, looking pretty handsome. You know exactly what I mean, Miss Guo.
But it is, bro. It is. It's not an easy thing to do. Like we talk about it all the time. Communication is one of the most, like, I think, important skills an individual can have.
100%.
And it takes time, bro.
It takes time.
Like, I'd love to hear myself as well, or hear both of ours in our first episode till now.
Till now, yeah.
The one thing I want to start working on is like, because when I'm in a conversation with someone and they're saying something quite like, I'm like, yeah, you know, I get really invested. Wow. You know, like it also things I got this like serious face, and I'm like looking at them like,
you do.
Yeah,
you get
I
really
do, bro. That's an improvement for me going forward. I just need to shut up and
breathing
listen.
into the mic. Yeah. I'm just like, bro. But I know what you mean.
Bro.
Carl's one, I was sitting there like, wow. You know, honestly, G, there's some guests, G. Willis Alatsini, bro, there's some guests that are like, you're listening.
Oh my God.
You're really like, wow. Storytellers, G, they're good at selling stories.
Bro, and I tell you one thing that this has done over, 45 odd episodes is the ability to listen more.
Yeah.
Like it is a skill, man. Like communication's one thing, listening is a whole nother thing. And like that Carl episode, I don't think I said more than 50 words.
50 words, yeah.
You know?
Sometimes it's like that, G.
It's like that.
It's like I had a meeting with Brian the other day and I asked you, Brian's our boss. Oh, yeah. Our boss at in Al Mahi, and he's an animal and business entrepreneur, owns multiple businesses, 7 figures. And I was just sitting there like, wow, like listening to you the whole time. Wow. And then like another question will pop in my brain. You talk about another thing, and I was just like, shit, I got to sit down with this guy more.
Yeah, bro.
And I asked you like, do you talk when you talk to him?
Yeah.
Do you ever, or were you just listening the whole time? Bro, I sat with him and I was just like listening to him for an hour, bro. Like listening to him speak up this business, and I was doing this, and I was just like, oh, like
Yeah, but you got to. I feel like,
those
like,
you got to
as us,
soak it
those
up,
are
eh?
especially those individuals that you sort of like look up to, or you look at what they've done, what they have, what they've done, and you respect that. So those are the individuals that you're going to listen to even more.
100%.
Every single guest that comes on, I treat that. And what I want to do though, bro, is actually try and listen to everyone as well.
For sure.
Even those individuals that you barely even know, or that don't have the Bentleys, like Uncle B.
People you see
know?
at the gym and you just have a
bro.
casual conversation.
Just
those
listening-
are beautiful conversations too.
All day.
Like you look at someone, you're like, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
You're like, you're like, what's up, bro?
Well, it's like you're talking about learning before. You can learn off every single individual.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
But then there's certain times where I'm going to be honest, there's certain conversations where you're just like, I'm struggling to listen right now. You know what I mean? Like you were bought the conversation.
Oh my God.
And it's like, that's something I want to work on too.
You, bro.
Okay, next question. That comes down to, so me and you were talking in the car the other day and I opened up to you. So I've been experiencing lately, not on a big scale, but a little bit of like social stress, social anxiety. And I watched a podcast about it, G. I watched the podcast the other night before bed and just like what it is, what it's about. And a lot of people experience it, G. And I was buzzing out, G, because I was walking into certain situations and I didn't want to be there, or I would go left if I had to talk to someone, you know? I wouldn't go right, I'd go left. I'll be like, why am I feeling like this? And like when I'm in a group setting, like a little bit of stress, like when I'm talking, I'm like, shit, what do I do? You know? Like there's a little bit of like anxiousness in certain group settings. And I was like, why is this happening? But I think to myself, so someone put a story up of me the other day and they're like, you're so bright, you're so bubbly. But I think to myself, I'm sometimes like, I don't feel like that on the inside. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't feel like I want to be in that room in certain situations. And I feel like it's on a minor scale, but I know what people mean and I feel for people that experience it, because I've been experiencing a little bit lately.
Yeah, bro.
And it's not on a bad scale, like massive scale. Like you know.
Yeah, and it's something that you're right, because I've only recently, I would say, not suffered from it, but experienced it. Like, and because a lot of people think that we're complete, like as you say, extroverts or like bubbly, out there, this and that. And really, like, there's sometimes where there might be only a conversation with 3 individuals, and you're like, you're having all these thoughts, like, whoa, you're so in your head. You're so like, what are they thinking? Are they thinking about, like, I want to avoid? It's avoidance, bro. It's like avoiding the conversation. And it's crazy because there'll be so many people listening to this that suffer with this on a way different scale.
Bro, like, can't go even in a public setting.
Yeah, bro, don't
like,
want to leave home.
to walk into a dairy and I feel for them, G.
Oh my God, bro.
Because it's not a nice feeling.
It's not.
It's not a nice feeling, G.
And I think, because we were talking about this the other day, like, why? Because I would say only over the summer holidays was I experiencing mild. Mine's mild compared to the individuals, but like still feeling that, like, oh, I don't want to be in this setting, in this conversation, in the presence of this right now. I need to get out. And I'd never ever felt that before. But then we were talking the other day and we were like, does that mean we're leveling up?
Yeah, maybe
Like,
the higher
like-
rooms we go in, or because there's certain people or certain humans or individuals that G.
Certain settings.
Certain settings.
Yeah,
that's the
bro.
right word.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just like reps, G. You just got to do it. And I said to myself, when you're in that moment, or like when you're feeling that the next time, just think about that moment and be like,
bro.
or in the actual moment, be like, just calm down. Like, you're all good. Because you actually get tense, G. You're like, talking to her. Like this morning, I was everyone came in and there was one person, hello, this one. And I'm like, yeah, go
bro.
in, have a breath, all good.
Absolutely.
You're on.
Yo.
But if we want to be where we want to be one day, G, like, we got to be able to master that, G.
All day.
Well, imagine, like, studio box, you're talking in front of 40 people, you'd think that person's confident as. They can scream at people, they can tell people to throw this punch, they can do this and that. To their eye, maybe. But I want to be in a room where I'm like, I got an office and I got people and I'm like, I'm telling them this and that. But it's pretty hard when I'm in a group of 10 and I'm like, oh, I feel a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And it might be a thing forever. Like, it might be an ongoing thing forever, but it's like, it's just something you have to learn, G.
Yeah, bro.
And I feel like when you're way more on, like you're on in life.
Ooh,
You're sticking to your shit. You approach everything.
What do they call it?
Mana.
Hungover and anxiety.
Gee.
That is that. Hey.
Alcohol's the worst one.
Wow.
Bro, and it comes down to, this is what I question I was talking to Inder about it. Benji, sorry. Because I was like, Benji, do you drink ever at festivals and stuff? And he was like, nah, bro, I don't drink. And he's like, I was talking about the social anxiety. And he's like, bro, I experienced it for the first time going to festivals and stuff. And then I said to myself, I've always been like, yeah, I could go to a festival sober. I could go into a nightclub sober. And then I actually thought to myself, I would probably struggle, G.
Mm-hmm.
And then I questioned myself, that's probably why I go out and get wasted and drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I've always said to myself, that'll be all good. But will I?
Yeah, bro.
Will I feel those feelings in that moment? Probably, G, on a higher scale.
Wow.
So I feel like it's just doing the reps.
Yeah, bro. Well, that's the reason why a lot of people get to that point, obliterated, where they have that mask on, is because they don't want to feel that anxiety. So they use the substances to numb or whatever.
It's a crazy yarn because I feel like people will relate to this so much.
Oh my God, bro.
Like, so much. That's why I don't think people go to gyms and stuff.
Yeah, bro. But you know what I think? Let's talk about ways of how to, because the other day, bro, we went for a run with Kobe. I think it was yesterday. And you were like, and we were talking about this, and you were like, but right now, I could bloody take on the world.
Yeah.
So there are other times as well where you feel the complete opposite. Where you're like, and I think it is, bro. I think it's like just having an assurance of self. It sounds kind of buzzy, but when you're so like sure of yourself, when you know exactly, it sounds very buzzy, but you know exactly
Confidence
sort of who
within.
you are. Yeah, bro. It's an internal thing. Then it doesn't really matter, like sort of what you do, as long as you're still you're not hurting or harming anyone. But as long as you're being yourself, I feel like you're gonna minimize that anxiety regardless. And it doesn't matter who's in the room. If it's with the CEOs, if it's with the janitors, as long as you're and you're gonna treat them all the same. I don't know. I feel like I'm the most, it doesn't even need to be confidence, but I'm the most assured when I'm the most assured of myself. And I don't feel those anxiety feelings.
Being yourself without thinking what other people are going to think of who you are. You know what I mean? Like, being myself. Like naturally, G, I know I'm a pretty weird dude. Like fully, G. People like 50% of the people that meet me will be like, that guy's Buzzy, G. Like at Studio Box, they'll hear me go, hey. You know, I'll just say random, no. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro,
Gee.
anyone who knows me and Jake knows, man, we're definitely different.
but that is such to your advantage. Like I know that's so to my advantage.
Yeah.
Like, and I just gotta be proud of it and use it, G. And I feel like I always have, but I haven't, G.
Yeah.
In recent times.
Well, let's go there then, because I think that's a great point. And we had Adams on.
I swear to brothers, G, I know exactly what you're about to say.
Yeah.
And I was about to bring that up, G.
all day. Well, we had the number one YouTuber in the country on, and the bro starts talking about great follow as well.
Love him.
Love you, Adam.
Shout out, Adam,
My
bro.
bro.
You're the man.
And he talked about playing characters and that idea that no one's going to care if you're being you, that you have to do what they sort of want you to do and play that character and sort of thrive in that character. What are your thoughts on that, bro? Like, because
Bro, the way he was explaining it, I feel like is very true. I was talking to Tino about this last night. Sorry, I keep saying I'm bringing back like names of my conversations, but shout out Big T, you know what I mean?
this
Big
guy,
Drip
this
40.
guy, that guy.
I feel like as long as you don't lose yourself if you're going to go that route. But you think about like social media and characters and everything, G. Like who pops on social media? Like, for example, I Show Speed. That is a character 24/7.
Yo.
24/7, every day of the week. Bro, I feel like, and the way he put it, everyone actually plays a character, G. But it's like, as long as you don't lose yourself in the process of being that character, you know what I mean? You know you're playing that character to your advantage. Because everyone puts on a front. Everyone plays a character. Certain rooms, I'm a different Jake to when I'm at work to when I'm at home with you and mom.
Yo.
You know? So I feel like everyone plays some sort of a character or a front because I feel like we do that for judgment purposes. You don't want to be judged. So you put on a certain front and certain rooms. But as long as you're aware of like yourself, I feel like, and know who you are within, it's all good.
Here's a question then. Do you feel
bro,
like...
I just sounded like Chris Williamson. All good. Oh, let's go.
Do you feel like... Okay, I'll hit you with this thing. No.
I f***ing feel this right now, G. I told you, I'm operating on a frequency. I feel the monarch.
Bro, there doesn't need to be water in there. It needs to be coffee. You know what I mean?
No, I've had too much coffee.
Do you feel like that we need to start operating more and play a different character in order to, I guess, blow up or to expand or to, you know what I mean? Create more engagement. Do you feel like we need to switch things up and play a character, so to speak?
Not being egotistical, but I don't feel like I want to play a character or need to play a character. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like I need to play a character. And if you wanted to play a character, like which character or route would you play or be? I'd rather just be me. You know what I mean? Like I agree with Ed Hims, but yeah, I'd probably just be me, G. I'd try to be me anyway because I feel like I don't need to be anyone else.
Yeah, bro.
Or play a certain character. But I know what he means. He means being a bit more like obnoxious, a bit more like making people not almost hate you, but like disagree with what you're saying or either really loving it.
Yeah.
With what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's
pain points.
Yeah, I think you've just nailed it on the head. Like, have people that love you, have people that hate you, but then the ones in between don't even care.
Easy.
You know? So you want to try to get either. They're both going to engage.
Yeah.
Whether they like you or not.
It was cool how he explained it though, because he explained it very well.
Wow.
And then I asked him like, well, did you lose yourself in that process? And he says, no, I came back to myself.
Yeah.
I did, but I came back to myself, which I was like, that's cool.
Again, so what you're saying, it's knowing, being assured of yourself.
But you think about playing a character all the time, G. Like you think, what his example was perfect. You think about playing a character like a Hollywood character all the time. Like people might love your character, but then they might hate who you are as a person. Yo. Because they expecting who that person is. You know what I mean?
All day.
So I wouldn't want to be playing two different fake people all the time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because they might love one, hate one.
Yeah, my thing was I just wanted to have as minimum, the least amount of hats to play throughout my
EG.
week, you know, as less as possible.
But everyone puts on a front.
All day, yeah.
But just knowing that you're doing it, you know what I mean? In a good way.
What about, let's go to, you mentioned the social anxiety stuff. What about happiness?
How happy am I?
Bro, we watched not how happy you are, but about the learnings from happiness. From Adams, but also from the main man, bloody Andrew Tate.
Well, okay. So he talked about no one cares about like he wakes up and if he's sad, he just gets shit done. Like he just put it brutally. This isn't a word for word.
I reckon give the people a bit of context as well.
Okay, so we're watching the Now Boys podcast, Kyle Forjard and Andrew Tate. Me and Zach were like tired. This was the end of the night. And we were sitting there just watching Andrew Tate articulate. Bro, I was like, shit, the bro is actually on, eh? Just the way he articulates what he's thinking in his head is crazy. But he was saying, if he wakes up and I think Kyle said, are you happy? He literally asked him, are you happy? And Andrew Tate said, happiness. I don't care if I'm happy, sad, drunk, poor, rich. I still get it done. I wake up, I have shit to be done, people to be fed. You know what I mean? And I remember, it made me feel like a little bit of a biatch, to be honest. Because it's so true, G.
Yo.
No one actually cares, bro. Like, no one cares about how you feel. Like, if I was to you, like, I'm sick today, like, you'd be like, oh, but you'd still go get on with your day, G.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't actually really care.
Yo.
You know what I mean? So I feel like no one actually cares. No one does, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's like a fine line though, eh? Like he's obviously a very, he's got that masculine sort of presence of that old school mentality. Whereas nowadays, you know, there's a lot of,
a bit more
everyone's
touchy.
a little bit more open about like, nah, you should talk about how you feel. And
Yeah.
I feel like there's a fine balance though. Because you can fall into the trap of the too talky about
Your feelings.
and stuff, and then you end up, you know what I mean? And so then you don't end up doing any actions because you feel shit. And then that leads on to the next day, you still feel shit and you're living in your past, and that's just a continuous cycle. But I think it's a fine balance. I think, you know, if you are feeling bad, I think always, you know, you should talk to your bros.
Well, people bottle it up, right? Like,
Yeah, bro.
there's definitely a fine line.
Yeah,
Like, if I've been down for 2 weeks and I bottle up and it's inside, it feels good to release it.
absolutely.
Even if it's not bad or good, anything, just to tell someone.
Yeah.
Like you the other day, I've been experiencing that thing. And then you said, bro, I've been kind of feeling it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
bro. And then you feel less alone. You
Yeah.
feel like you're not the only one.
bro, exactly. But yeah, EG. I agree with them too.
Yo.
Because it's like our 1 year anniversary, I came on, I've been on the trip, I've been, you know, like this and that. And then I've been like, I was actually thinking like, nah, like, you know, I feel like I don't want to talk about my feelings less if it's negative. Those are conversations for like me and you at home, or like me and you with mum, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But stuff's still got to get done.
Stuff's
eh?
still got to get done,
Regardless of how you feel.
Yo,
Yeah, I think I let it get to me a little bit too much recently as well.
yeah, definitely.
Waking up, first thing thinking, oh, how do I feel? Oh, it's the wrong move, brother.
Yeah, and those little moments in the day, like those lull days, those lull moments, like, you know, the other day when we were running, like I was on, and then maybe at 11, I hit a wall and I'm like all of a sudden like another emotion. You know what I mean? And it's like in those moments, that's when you just got to think like, nah, just keep moving. Got to get it done.
Yeah,
Move on to
yeah.
the next thing. And then at 4 o'clock, you're all good again. You know, and then you might be down again for another hour. Bro, it's so up and down, G.
Yo.
You know, our feelings are everywhere, bro.
Yeah. What is it? Stick to the plan.
But it's like
Not the
sticking
moon,
to
eh?
whatever you said you're going to do in those low moments. I'm bad at that, G.
Yeah.
Some of you tell me, G, you got to work on that, bro. But it's true. It's true. Because you feel so much better if you do what you said you're going to do.
Yeah, brother. And you're potentially moving into the last phase of the interview process.
Sales role, yeah. So I had a thought the other day, and I'm like, so I'm a PT right now, but my cash flow basically is so up and down. And I questioned myself. I think like, if I want to go get it in this world, it's not going to just happen to me. Like I think like, oh, I'm going to own a business one day, but how am I going to do that if I don't acquire like skills or knowledge? So I thought to myself, gee, I want to learn sales. G. So I applied at the sales job, had an interview, and I'll still do SB on the side, still coach. That'll just be in the early mornings, later nights, and the weekends. But I think it'll be good, G. It's honestly just to learn some skills, because it's the biggest skill in the world.
All day.
Know what I mean?
Well, then hit me. Sell me. Give me a sales pitch right now. Sell me. What do you want to do? Do you want a product, or give me a sales pitch for Monday? What are you going to sell? Maybe the podcast.
Nah, give me a product. Give me like a car or like
this mug.
Nah, give me something a bit easier than that.
Okay. Sell me.
Oh no, just give me the mug.
That tripod.
Okay, I'll do the mug.
Oh, here we go.
And Hucklepaw salesman Martin is here. Knock, knock, knock. Hello there. What is your name?
My name is Brian.
How's your morning going, Brian?
Yeah, very well, thank you, sir.
Very well. So I am from mugshot.com. Mugshot. Okay, click. Oh, I like
Mugshot.com.
Okay, ready?
What would you like there?
So I'm from mugs.co.nz, and we are actually going around to PT businesses selling our mugs. We can make up our own design of front, back, any logo of your choice. We pop them at $9.99 for any logo of your choice. Would you be? Would this be something you're interested in?
$9.99.
$9.99. Yeah, discounted from $19.99. We're doing a sale in person today. Yeah.
Wow. What's the mug made out of?
So the mug's made out of ceramic coating. So our manufacturer is actually located in Belgium.
Wow.
Yes. So we import it to your design. We can actually design stuff for you.
Any design?
Any design you want.
Any design. Wow.
I could get a photo of you if you wanted to, Brian, because you're a very handsome dude.
Yeah, thank you. I'd love a design of my dog.
So could we fast forward to the actual payment? Would this be something you're interested in?
Yeah. Do you guys offer Afterpay?
Sorry, we don't offer Afterpay today just because it's in person. So I can take your bank account or credit or FBOS card.
All right then.
Let's do it.
Mugshot.com.
All right, let's go make a design. I started off cucker, G. But bro, you know my tap and review thing, G? That was all sales.
Yeah, bro.
So me and my bro found this product online and we're going into stores. Bro, honestly, the biggest confidence thing, G, because you're dealing with like all ethnic, all different businesses, like restaurants.
And you were just walking into these businesses,
just walking
right?
in. Hello, my name is Jake. We are from Tap and Review. I have this product here. And you're trying to like get their money out of them, right? You know, and we're selling it for $100. Like it's not cheap. And we made like some decent money on it. Yeah. Bro, one day we made $900 in like 40 minutes just from this little product.
Yeah, bro.
But it's so good, G. You learn like rejection. You learn like if they're saying something, you have to answer on the spot. Like, you know how I started then?
Yeah.
I can't do that on Monday.
Nah.
But you know, I'll look like an egg.
Yeah, wow.
And it's harder like in a group setting. Like you imagine walking into a packed cafe and you're like, hey, I have this product. There's probably like the 4 tables looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, asking this business for money basically.
Yeah, customers, they're customers.
But you walk in with like an energy, like a presence. You know, you're just like,
yeah,
I'm
bro.
you know?
Yeah, no, I think everyone should learn sales.
Yeah.
Regardless, even if they're not in it or not.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm keen. Because then it builds like, you know, the cash flow to work on this and work on other things, you know, heaps of stuff in the works. So definitely keen.
Hopefully the course will be ready to go by here. Welcome to the Martin Show first ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh?
Crazy. It's come about, eh? It's come about so well.
Oh, bro. It's been a
process. Been a big process, though.
We just shot the advertising videos for it yesterday.
You've done a lot of shooting.
Yeah, a lot of shooting. Now just my own little vids now.
Nah, it's gonna go off, Togo. It's gonna go off.
We'll see. Start of something. I'm just in the bro. I don't know what it is. I'm in a really like entrepreneurial phase. Like I think I'd really struggle to work for someone else right now. Like right now in this moment, it's hard. Like we're in the trenches, as I say. Like I'm not making like a huge amount of money. Like if I had a mortgage and kids, I'd be screwed. So I'm very, I think about all that too. I'm very 100%. Fortunate. But if I can, why the hell not? Like, bro, we looked at Robert Greene, that video I sent you? In your 20s, bro, you may as well try all these sales things. You may as well try to be a plumber. May as well,
Experience,
bro, try these things because
and all facets, travel.
all day you're going to learn knowledge and skills that you mentioned in these different things. And so hopefully by the time you're 30, hopefully you have found something or you have built something that can scale and then you can leverage off that.
Bro, that's actually what I want to say. I reckon for anyone listening, if you're at a similar age to us, like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm always thinking like, what the am I doing in this world? Like, seriously, I honestly always think it. Don't worry. Like, I'm always thinking, bro, where am I fit in this world for? Like, what am I actually doing? So like, to anyone out there, don't worry. Like, I feel it too. But it comes down to like you going to, you know, try things and going out there to get it and find yourself.
You, bro.
Because then that takes the pressure of like, what am I going to do if you're actually doing something?
And I feel like everyone in their 20s, probably people in their 30s, probably people even in their 40s might even be thinking like, man, I'm not where I want to be. And I listened to a podcast recently with Scott Galloway on Jay Shetty's, and he's like, particularly if you're in your 20s and you're thinking all of these things, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Your 20s are for trial and tribulation, for, you know, trying things and failing, I guess.
EG.
So I don't know, bro. I think we're in that phase right now, but I also think we've found a few things that can potentially be gold later on.
And bro, like I said to you the other day, I said like, gee, honestly, like if you take a step back and think about it, bro, like we're actually doing really good things, G. Like we're doing really cool things. Like sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. Sometimes we got to step back and actually be like, gee, good shit, you know?
All day.
And I feel like it's just going to keep improving. Like Potam, I said last night, bro, you guys are pumping right now.
See, bro, people message me that all the time.
You guys
as
are
well.
pumping right now.
And
I'm
like,
I'm just fucking living, G.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but it's not always like this. It's not always like this.
Nah.
You don't always feel like that either. So
yeah, tomorrow I might wake up.
exactly. But nah,
bro,
good pod.
Good pod, brother. Let us know who you want to see, what you want to hear. You want to see more of the Martin boys, just us two? You want to see more of the three? Bring Jackie back for a 3 with a guest? Let us know, man.
Doing more ones like these though. Like I didn't even plan for today. Like Zach had 6 points, just yarned. Yeah, like that's cool. Obviously, we want to talk about like you know, topical topics around the world.
Yo.
But just I reckon our experiences are relatable.
Yeah, brother.
Also to a lot of people and what we experience in our brains too. But yeah, provide knowledge. That's what we got to do also. So
yeah, man. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it to someone who you think it will help. Give it a like, give it a comment, spread the love.
Spread the love, whānau. Much aroha. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, man. Subscribe to the channel. We will drop _the Martin Show on our social platforms. And obviously, we're going to be back next week for another episode.
Let's go. Much aroha, fam. Martin Show out, baby.
Out. Kia ora.